Agency in Coralville. This is Hawk Talk with Coach Ben McCollum, brought to you by Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. Iowa corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Your Iowa John Deere dealers. John Deere loves to see the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if anyone can appreciate building a legacy, it's Deere. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. Extreme, powered by Mediacom. It's the internet dreams are made of. Mid-American Energy. Mid-American Energy is proud to deliver affordable, reliable energy to you all season long. By your local Ford dealers. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Midwest One Bank is the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. Visit MidwestOne.bank for empowered money management. Member FDIC. Also brought to you by Shelter Insurance. The ball is in your court. Visit shelterinsurance.com to find an agent who can help you with your auto, home, and life insurance needs. University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. And by T-Mobile. Hawkeye Nation, you're now on America's largest 5G network. U.S. Cellular is now part of T-Mobile. Better together. Here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
Hey, the regular season is over with, and it's on to postseason for Iowa Hawkeye men's basketball. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our final Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Ben McCullum. I'm Gary Dolphin. Right to my left is a former Hawkeye star and NBA world champion Bobby Hansen. We've been here for 14, 15 consecutive Monday evenings. Sorry to say we're not at the Hyatt Regency tonight in the Watermill Kitchen and Bar, where the Jan Jensen Show just concluded. Congratulations to Coach Jan and the Hawkeye women's basketball program for a phenomenal season and a great run to the championship of the Big Ten tournament. Obviously, UCLA is a tough nut to crack. They're ranked number 2 in the country for good reason, and of course UConn is a legitimate number 1. But the Hawks will give a great account of themselves and hopefully host that first weekend here in a week. As for men's basketball, a tough stretch against not one, but two top 10 ranked teams last week. The Michigan Wolverines rolled into Iowa City having clinched the Big Ten championship, but it's been a long time since anybody ran through the league unbeaten on the road, and Michigan was able to escape Carver Hawkeye Arena with a 71-68 victory. And then yesterday afternoon out in Lincoln, Nebraska, the Hawks fell victim to the Huskers in overtime by a count of 84-75, outscored 14-5 in the extra period, due in large part to Cale Jacobson's three-point shooting in the OT. I mean, the lefty is an outstanding shooter, a Nebraska high school superstar back in the day, and he whacked a couple threes, one of them on a great dish from Sam Hoiberg, who had 4 points and a great assist in the overtime, and the Huskers outlasted the Hawks by 9. Bobby, great to see you again. We got home late last night. Here we are, turnaround. The other component to our show coming to you from Carver Hawkeye Arena and pre-recorded is that Coach McCullum and the Hawkeye basketball team left today for Chicago because the Hawks are the 9 seed. They're slotted in that 11 a.m. game on Wednesday morning against the winner of Oregon and the University of Maryland, who play Tuesday night. So there's a lot going on before the Hawks even take the court at the United Center in Chicago. But it's talk about a whirlwind last week of the season here, and now we roll right into March Madness. But I've got my second win. How about you?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, good to wake up today, and the sun is shining, the weather's 70 degrees.
It's good to wake up any day.
Yeah, exactly. First thing I said was, it's March. It's March Madness. It's the best time of the year, Gary. You get a fresh restart. Spring ahead, change your clocks, move ahead, change your batteries and all that. We'll change it out, and now the Hawks get a fresh start here as they head to the Big Ten tournament. And, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be great to get back into the city of Chicago. My family still lives there, 2 daughters, some grandkids there, so get a chance to see them. They're going to come to the game and cheer on the Hawkeyes. And, we'll have a huge crowd there for the Hawks cheering them on.
Yeah, and if you listen to the post-game show yesterday from Pinnacle Bank Arena, you know how frustrated and flustered Ben McCullum was, and I don't blame him. I mean, it's been one close defeat after another against not only top 20 teams, but top 5, top 10 teams, and I tried to tell a coach that you need to feel good about the effort and how close you are, and had a couple guys step up yesterday in support of Bennett Sturts. Yeah. And he needs that because he's getting double teamed the minute he steps off or steps out of the hotel or steps off the bus. Once these opposing defenses got to know who he is and what he is and how you defend him, there's no true way to defend him. He still hit double figures, but it was great to see Cale Combs, Tavian Banks, Cam Manyow in the last week had a great game against Michigan. I bring that up, the supporting roles, because it's more important than ever now headed to one-and-done season.
Absolutely. Got to have everybody jump in there and do something. Do what you do well, contribute. And we got a glimpse of the future yesterday with Cale Combs and Cooper Koch knocking down shots and playing with a lot of confidence. Cooper is over the last couple of weeks. His shot looks good when we get to watch him in practice, Gary. He's automatic. He's not missing. And, that's without defense. That's not, 100% full speed. But he translated that to the game yesterday, and it was awesome to see. And Cale Combs as well. He takes a lot of ball handling pressure off of Bennett. You can take Bennett off the ball, and you're right. I mean, they just attached themselves to him as soon as he got to half court, three-quarter court, half court, and really, face guarded him, if you will. And that's tough. It's tough to go against. You really got to move a lot. You got to use your screens to get yourself open. The Hawks do a good job of dribble handoffs to get him the basketball eventually. It seems like it's in the late clock a lot in these times, and then got Hawks finally figured out, let's get it to the basket and get to the free throw line the best that we can. But I liked how the Hawks attacked the basket in the second half.
And point of emphasis, Michigan and Iowa were two of the best defensive teams in the league last Wednesday. Nebraska and Iowa are 1-2. The Hawks are 1, Nebraska 2 going into yesterday's game or Sunday's game, giving up 65 and 65.2 points a game. Michigan hangs their hat on defense and rebounding. So that to me was the encouraging thing now moving forward through the Big Ten tournament. Hopefully the Hawks can make a deep run there and get some confidence going into the NCAA regional next week. And, of course, Selection Sunday comes up this weekend. So to me, to watch Cooper Koch knock down 6 threes for a career-high 18 points, they don't get to overtime without Cale Combs' 3 with 2.7 to go. That was a 25-footer. So if Bennett can get some best supporting actors going forward, there's no telling how far this team can go.
Oh, I know. It's good to see the shooting come alive, because that's college basketball, Gary. That's not the NBA line. That's a college basketball three-point line. So you got to have guys out there that can knock them down. Coach McCollum has talked about that. Moving forward, he's going to recruit guys. You want to have a team full of shooters out there. And you got a couple of them there with Cale Combs and Cooper Koch. And the big thing with shooting the basketball is shoot when you're open, and when it's in the time and score, you got to know how much time's left in the game, the situational play in the half court. And if you're open and you're a good shooter, take the shot and shoot it with confidence, and that's what you're seeing out of those two guys there. And it just lifts everybody up. And then, you get a young guy like Tate Sage that'll come in there. Isaiah Howard's going to, hustle around there all over everywhere and give you what you got. So I like these Hawks. I like these guys going into postseason because you got good guard play.
Let's not lose sight of the fact that Tavian Banks, who didn't start the game, hopped off the bench deep into the first period, and the renewed energy that he saved by watching the game for the first few minutes paid off. He had 12 points, had a team-high 7 rebounds, if memory serves me correct. And then you had Cam Manyow against the Wolverines, that tall timber, those California Redwoods, with 14 points, 8 rebounds last Wednesday. So it's more than just the perimeter shooters that can help Bennett out.
Yeah, you need some inside play, no doubt about it. And Tavian's a pit bull in there, to use his coach's words. The guy's going to give you everything every second that he's out there, just a little bit undersized. Cam attacked the basket. He's playing against a guy, Adi Mara, that was, 7'5", 7'4", but he went in there and dunked the ball a couple of times and get out of the way, because here comes a freight train. That's Cam Manio coming in there. So everybody's healthy from what I can tell. It should be a good time going into Chicago.
And the Big Ten tournament is back in Chicago for the first time in a while. It's been settling in Indianapolis for a number of years. They stepped outside the Midwest, played at Madison Square Garden one year, had it in Washington, D.C. I don't think I've left anybody out.
Minneapolis,
excuse me, yep. Golden Gopher land in Minneapolis. And it seems like we gravitate back to Indy and or Chicago, Bobby. And Chicago's where it all started. 1997, 98? I remember the Hawks got beat by Michigan, who went on to win that first year. A guy named Robert Tractor Trailer was hard to handle in the middle, but Michigan had a great team that year.
Yeah, they really did. And it seemed like in those early days, it was with Dr. Tom, we'd run into Michigan all the time, and always seemed to be on Good Friday as well. As we enjoyed Chicago and the United Center and all the trophies with the 6-time world champion Chicago Bulls and the Blackhawks and everything. That's about that. But, Indianapolis is unique in that all the restaurants and eating establishments, all that, is right around there. So you can empty out of Gainbridge and go find your favorite watering hole. In Chicago, you got to kind of search for it a little bit, but it'll be great to get back in the city. There's nothing like the energy of Chicago.
It's one of the, if not the greatest sports town in America. It's certainly one of the top 2 or 3. You mentioned the Blackhawks, the Bears, the Cubs, the White Sox. As bad as the Sox have been,
they're getting better.
They're getting better, and it's one of the original franchises in the American League. So it's a great city. Most of the teams will stay down on Michigan Avenue, as the Hawkeyes will, and then they'll bust their way out to the near west side where the United Center sits. Now, I want to clarify. You were part of the '92 World Championship Bulls team, and but you never played in the United Center. You were in the old Chicago Stadium, which was one of the great arenas for 100 years.
It really was, and we park over there pretty much where I shot the last shot. Park over in the left corner over there.
How about that respect? Here's where Hanson. Okay, let's tar it over. Let's make a parking lot out of it. But no, that was.
A long time ago, put it that way.
Well, it was a few years ago. I mean,
But to imagine that the United Center is over 30 years old, and it still looks
incredible.
great. Yeah, they've added on to it, and the Michael Jordan statue was there at his unveiling of his statue, retiring of his number up there in the rafters. So, yeah, great memories at the United Center, and went to those championships that they won in the United Center and hung out there and partied with the team. So, yeah, it's a lot of Iowa fans. Bring it back to Iowa.
Easy drive.
Ton of alumni that'll be in there. And the Big Ten put it there for a reason in the beginning, because of that alumni base of all those schools that were members at the time.
And the Big Ten headquarters are in Chicago and Park Ridge. And, they have a pretty good steakhouse or seafood place or two in downtown Chicago. I remember one night walking into Gibson's, which is a world-famous restaurant, and we're standing in line at the bar, and we hear that, Bobby, and we turn around. There's Michael Jordan and Chris Chelios sitting next to each other.
What a crew that was.
Smoking a cigar. And, what a twosome that was, with this 300-pound muscle man with a dinner jacket on from Gibson's, protecting the two of them. Although I don't think Chelios and Jordan would need any help.
No,
if they got in a scrape. Not that was
on their own, but there's a lot of crazies out there. But that's a good memory back there. You got a good memory, Dolph. That was a while ago. when we were there.
Well,
20,
maybe 15.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was 20, but it was pretty close to that. And anyway, it's a great city, Chicago, and. Hopefully the Hawks find it a great city. I know Bennett Sturtz was asking me about Michael Jordan's statue. He's never been to the United Center, and he's looking forward to going. And so it's like Christmas morning for Big Ten basketball teams, the Big Ten tournament, because this is not that you don't have momentum going into the postseason conference tournament, and I don't know how much it affects the seeding for the NCAA tournament. But as Coach McCaffrey, Coach Davis, Coach Alford always told us, guys want to play basketball. They just want to play games. They want to play game after game after game. And while we might get a little tired after 25 games or 30 games, they're ready to go. And so they'll catch their second win. And we look forward to the broadcast on Wednesday morning at 11, pregame coverage at 10 on the Hawkeye Radio Network. We're at Carver Hawkeye Arena for Ben McCullum's final Hawk Talk. Coach will join us in a minute. We want to thank the Hyatt Regency for their loyalty all season long, including Matt and the entire staff at the Watermark Kitchen and Bar. Wine flights have officially landed at the Hyatt and the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. Stop in and enjoy 3 expertly selected wines and choose from red, white, or bubbly. Perfect for date night, girls' night, or just because. Wine flights start at just $16. A great bargain at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency. All right, we'll step out and take our first break of the night. Ben McCullum will join us shortly, and the Hawks get ready to face either the Ducks from Oregon or the Maryland Terrapins. They did play each in the regular season, lost at Maryland, won at Oregon. So a lot of mystery? Nah, not a whole lot. Biddle is back for Oregon at the post. He did not play for the Ducks. He was injured when Iowa was out there and got that big victory about a month ago. Maryland, those guards can drive to the basket. You saw that evidence again against Illinois on Sunday. The Terps almost pulled the upset, but the Illini survived. We'll talk about both potential matchups as the evening wears on. This is Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum, live from Learfield.
Despite the unshakable Iowa-Corn-Cy-Hawk rivalry, there is one thing Iowa State and University of Iowa fans can both agree on: getting hyped for Unleaded 88. It's cleaner burning and better for your engine, and it's cheaper than other fuel options, making Unleaded 88 the clear fuel choice. If Iowa Corn-Cy-Hawk rivals can agree on it, you know it's worth the hype. So pump it up with Unleaded 88, grown by Iowa corn farmers.
At MidAmerican Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
RE/MAX is the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics, and we understand there's a number for everything: square footage, down payment, interest rates. But how do you measure the trust you have in your agent? For a RE/MAX agent, it's not about numbers on a contract. It's being a trusted RE/MAX agent. That means you'll get honest advice, expert guidance, and someone who's committed to your success. Because while numbers count, trust is what truly matters. RE/MAX, the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics. Each office independently owned and operated.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Extreme Arena, home of the Iowa Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Ben McCollum. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
If you love great Hawkeye stories, don't miss the Fight for Iowa podcast with Gary Dolphin. Each week, Dolph brings you in-depth conversations with the athletes, coaches, and community members who define the Hawkeye spirit. From big moments to personal journeys, it's the stories that make Iowa special. Catch new episodes every week. Search Fight for Iowa wherever you get your podcasts.
We're back live at Carver Hawkeye Arena on Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Ben McCullum. Gary Dolphin with Bobby Hansen. Coach will be joining us here shortly. I want to thank all of you this season who have sent us questions or comments via social media. Gary Dolphin, or on Twitter at Gary Dolphin, on Facebook at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. Via the U.S. Cellular T-Mobile text line 319-853-8344, or on email at hawktalk@hawkeyeradionetwork.com. And while we wait for Coach to join us as they're getting set to head to Chicago, Bobby, let's go to our social media.
Here, I got some we can talk about, Gary. The Hawkeyes in the Big Ten tournament. You know, we've had success over there.
One of the better success stories, really, in terms of championships.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right up there. Their overall record, we were just handed our stats by our staff, James Allen. Thank you very much. But Hawkeyes are 23-24 overall in the Big Ten tournament, with the tournament titles 01, 06, and 2022, and we were in the title game in 2002, and they went back-to-back and lost that game to Ohio State. So only Michigan State, Ohio State, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Michigan have more wins than the Hawkeyes over the history of the Big Ten tournament.
That's a great nugget there, Bobby. And at the United Center, 9-10, 9 victories, 10 defeats. Gainbridge, 13-11. And, you know, this is an event, a neutral setting, teams that you haven't played in the regular season you could run into. I mean, to me, a 500 record in any postseason tournament is really good.
Yeah, and you make those type of runs. You know, the one time was 4 in 4 days. Indianapolis in 2022, that was 4 games in 4 days. So you're really getting a rhythm. You're stacking a lot of wins on that one. So yeah, the Hawks have had tremendous success over here in the tournament.
I see Coach McCullum just walked into the room here at Carver Hawkeye Arena, so we'll have Bobby get up and let him slide in between us here. Let me give you the bracket. We've got the bracket here for the first day, which is Tuesday tomorrow. Maryland will play Oregon. The Hawks will play the winner of that game, followed by Penn State and Northwestern. And then on Wednesday at 11 a.m., it'll be Iowa and either the Terps or the Ducks, followed by Southern Cal and the University of Washington. Indiana will play the winner of Penn State and Northwestern, and the nightcap Tuesday is Rutgers and Minnesota. And so those are the first 2 days of live action. Tickets are available at the United Center, and off we go to postseason. So Coach McCullum has joined us. How's the blood pressure? Did you take your heart pills last night? Have you settled down a little bit?
I'm getting there. You know, it's what makes the league so fun. You know, you get to play in environments like that. You get the opportunity to play some of the top teams in the country. You know, that's why we love it. It's fun, and obviously now you get to go to the Big Ten tournament. First time for me there, you know, and so, you know, we'd like to be able to, you know, compete and do well there and you know, try to win a few games.
And Bobby and I certainly sensed your frustration yesterday on the postgame show, and rightly so. I mean, another close loss to a top 10 team, you know, Michigan top 5. But that must give you a pause for encouragement in that you're hanging right there with the best in the country, not just the Big Ten.
I mean, a little bit. You know, I think that you naturally still want to stay process driven, and you know, I think we did some things well. I think we did a lot of things well in the Michigan game. You know, I think we just need to continue to improve and continue to build this thing the right way. But it does certainly help. You know, I really want to win. You know, I don't like to lose.
I know that.
Yeah, so
there's no good loss, right?
No, it's just not. I just can't ever get myself there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. You know, some people are, hey man, that's great, and da da da. It's like, I don't know if that's great. Like, I don't know. You know. But you can also see some of the process stuff where you don't want to panic either. So there's a fine line between the two.
Bobby?
Well, you know, what was your frustration, Coach? Was it the physical play, or was it just something that they missed in the game plan that you go over and over and over and everybody should know? Or it just disappointment?
We like physical play. It doesn't necessarily bother us. It's just it's tricky sometimes when it's physical, and then if it's you know, then it's okay, now we're going to call this, and then it's a physical, and I'm not saying it was anything wrong with what was going on. It just makes it difficult for us to figure out, okay, is this going to be called or is this not going to be called? But I didn't think there was anything wrong with any of it. I think the thing I'd be more frustrated with is, we got to make sure we don't pass the other team. And that's
good start.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And a couple of those, to be honest, Cam caught 2 or 3 of those, what we call the pocket, and those are really tricky. So when you get it in there, people are they're gonna rake at your arms, rake at the ball, rake at that, and so it's really difficult to tell if there's contact or not. And so then 2 or 3 of those are turnovers that, okay, we'll chalk that up to that. But then the other ones, you can't chalk that up to that. And I thought we tried to hit a few home runs. I didn't think we simplified it enough from an offensive perspective. Second half, we were much better. We got to stops. We made better decisions, etc. But that, and then a few scout mistakes where we let guys directionally drive. Obviously, with Sam,
Hoiberg,
yep, driving to his left. Cale Jacobson, same concept, and those guys picked up a few assists on that, and a lot of times they're just driving specifically to draw that help, and we just continue to do that.
Coach, you make a good point. In my short coaching career of my daughters, I'd always start the game by saying, all right, girls, what color uniform are we wearing?
Yeah.
And they'd look at me, white. I'm like, okay, what are they wearing? They'll say blue. I say, well, let's keep it with the white. And they remember that 30 years later.
Yeah, I did that a few times probably during the game, so just had to make sure that they understood what we were wearing.
Reinforce it.
And credit to them, too. I thought their defense was good. It's not just that that we were playing poor, it's that they were playing well as well. So, but, you have 19 turnovers and you lose in overtime. That's a tricky deal.
You've talked about it. The league talks about it. What is the unique defensive style that Nebraska employs?
It's a side defense. And so basically you drive baseline, they just attack you. Iowa State does it too. Iowa State's a little bit different. Theirs is probably a little more turnover driven, probably a little more extended. And they do a good job of just, taking you to directions. I think when it's tuned up, it's really one of the more difficult defenses to go against. If it's not tuned up, they rotate so much, they give up a lot of offensive rebounds. And so, there's a fine line between the two, and I thought they were pretty tuned up and ran it very well.
Seemed like we were down the baseline a lot. Is that where they're driving it, sending you to the baseline?
Yeah, and that's where you're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
So that would be the scout execution portion of it.
Yeah, you pick up the ball and trouble.
Yeah, don't take it there. Don't take the bait. If you take the bait as a crappie, a 16-inch crappie, what's going to happen?
Frying pan.
Yeah, especially my frying pan.
Yeah,
that's always a good thing.
You're okay with that.
Yes, I'm good there. But if you take the bait from a side defense, you're going to have some issues. And, we might have taken the bait too often.
The carp doesn't fit in the frying pan, does it?
No, we throw the carp back. We don't do carp. No.
Well, a season-high 19 turnovers. To your point, though, that's a good explanation, though, about some of the pocket passes, and yet you had 4 more points. The Hawks had 4 more points off turnovers, and you out-rebounded another good rebounding team. So, again, points to build on going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we are winning possessions, which in postseason play, usually that's the team that wins. Now, we didn't with the turnovers, but generally we try to turn it over fewer times, get more rebounds, so you get more shots at the goal. Like that's your ultimate. And then in postseason, it takes away luck. So I'll be curious to see, just like I know the Big Ten will probably continue to call it very similar. I'll be curious to see if we're fortunate enough to make a postseason in the NCAA tournament. How it changes, because those guys have to call a certain amount to be able to advance, and I'll be curious to see how that works.
Bennett is getting mugged no matter where he goes as defenses learn to adjust to his style of play. But that's why it was so important for Cale Combs. Cooper Koch lit it up in that second half especially. But to have more actors in a supporting role only helps Bennett and helps the Hawks going forward.
Yeah, no doubt. And I thought those guys played great. They were able to get to the rim, make some decisions out of there, especially Cale. Then obviously Coop was knocking down threes. And a lot of that's based off of Bennett's gravity, meaning they're just so focused on him that their whole team comes to him, so now somebody else has to beat him. And that's probably part of why we had so many turnovers too, is the ball had to move a little bit more, and so there was more decision makers. And sometimes when there's more decision makers, Bennett's pretty good at making decisions, and so it made it a little bit tricky. And then when it got back to him, then he, it's like I feel like I got to force it because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it back.
Yeah, good points, one and all. So the Hawks closed the regular season at 20 wins, 11 defeats, level 500 in the Big Ten at 10-10. Now a first-round game against either Oregon or Maryland. Hawks have played both, lost at College Park and won out in Eugene. They're two really different teams, aren't they?
Completely different. Yep. One's more, one's obviously considerably bigger, Oregon, and a little bit more passive defensively, meaning they're going to play a matchup zone sprinkled in with, some of their man defense. And then Maryland is very dependent on offensive rebounds and just, physicality and whatnot. So complete contrasting styles. Obviously we got to be ready for both, and it's postseason play. Need to dial in.
The Ducks they didn't have Greg Biddle, their outstanding 7-foot center, when we played him out there. They have him back. How does he change their lineup other than physicality and size? What's the added difficulty of playing Oregon or attacking Oregon with Biddle in the lineup?
Yeah, completely different. He's a matchup nightmare. He can shoot and he can post. So you got to figure out what you're going to do on his ball screens. He's an elite passer. So it'll be interesting. Now, I think they do take a little bit of hit defensively, just because those other guys were pretty athletic and pretty mobile that were playing when he was out.
Coach, what is the mental attitude of the team? How they feel and how they, this point of the season? This time of year is a nice restart, a refresh, if you will.
Yep.
You guys have a good practice today? You do anything unique, or how'd today go?
Yeah, it was good. We did do something unique. So, I think sometimes there's an emotional grind that goes on. I think your emotion, like even to start the game, it felt like we were running in quicksand. But for 2 days, we hadn't done a ton, just to get their legs back underneath of them. And I think that's the mental grind of it all. Just, over time. And so today we tried to refresh them a little bit, and then tomorrow we'll obviously practice, and we'll be in Chicago, and then get ready for the game on Wednesday.
All right, we're going to take a break. This is the swan song of the Ben McCullum Show in the inaugural season. We want to thank the Hyatt Regency for their support all year long, especially at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. We are pre-recorded as the Hawks are headed to Chicago at this hour because they play early on Wednesday, early by basketball standards. We're brought to you tonight by Hawkeye Nation and T-Mobile. Here's something to cheer about, Hawkeye Nation. U.S. Cellular is now a part of T-Mobile. And now you're on America's largest 5G network. As the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we're proud to bring a stronger network to every call, every post, every win. Better together, T-Mobile and the Iowa Hawkeyes. We'll take a break, come back to the come back to the University of Iowa's Carver Hawkeye Arena on behalf of the Hyatt and Watermill Kitchen and Bar right after this on Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum from Learfield.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Hey Hawks, this is Coach Ben McCullum inviting you to join me for Hawk Talk live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency. We'll talk Hawkeye hoops, answer any of your questions, and get a behind-the-scenes look at Iowa men's basketball. If you can't make it there, check out the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com to listen. Go Hawks.
Go for the big Honda savings at your local Honda dealer. Go for the selection and inventory. Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are in stock and on sale. Go for the most Car and Driver 10 Best Awards with 98 trophies. And KBB.com's Best Value and Performance brand. Search your local Honda dealer today. Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Hawkeye Nation, here's something big. U.S. Cellular is now part of T-Mobile. That means Iowa fans are now on America's largest 5G network, bringing even more strength and coverage to every game day and every day. As the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes, We're proud to power every call, every post, every celebration. U.S. Cellular and T-Mobile. Better together.
Tournament Club of Iowa, designed by golf legend Arnold Palmer. TCI is his only signature course in the state. TCI is a public course offering a challenging yet enticing experience for golfers of all levels and is managed by Kaler Golf. Cap off your round with breathtaking views and a delicious meal at the TCI Bar and Grill. Looking for a unique setting for your wedding party or outing? Look no further than the newly renovated clubhouse at TCI. Visit tcofiowa.com to book your tee time today.
Attention Hawkeye fans, Big Grove is proud to be an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Whether you're at the game or watching from home, Big Grove has got you covered. Enjoy an easy Eddie from the stands or visit them for every Hawkeye game at any of their 4 convenient Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, or Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! Big Grove Brewery, an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Postseason is here. Our final Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum tonight. And we appreciate your attendance all season long. On Monday nights, we've had a few Wednesday shows. And, Coach, normally we're live out at the Hyatt Regency before a big crowd, but it's been a fun year to do these shows. I know you've enjoyed them.
Yeah, it's been great.
Especially the ribeye.
If I had, the ribeye's awesome. The Brussels sprouts, they're awesome. If I had better company, it'd be even better.
Yeah, well, we understand that, but
the wait staff is wonderful.
Yeah. Wait staff is awesome. Everything about this.
Other than the host.
Yeah, no, I get it. What are you going to do when you don't have Hawk Talk with me? Like, what does your life look like at that point?
Well, I've got a Monday night free.
What do we do at Monday night in Piasta?
In Piasta and Dubuque? Well, nice weather. I'm usually over at Thunder Hills.
Thunder Hills golfing?
Hitting some balls, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Running into your brother-in-law at social hour. And
social hour's good.
Your nephew who works in the pro shop. And so,
have we got him dialed in yet?
Oh, yeah, he's alert. He's got a lot of your intensity. He needs to grow a little bit more intensity-wise.
There you go.
He's doing just fine.
We'll get him there. We'll talk to Mike and see if we can get him dialed in.
Yeah, come June, July, I'm building files on upcoming football opponents.
There you go.
You know, that seems to start earlier every year,
too,
doesn't it? Just like basketball.
Yep.
Let's go to our social media sites, Coach. And by the way, we have Cam Magnon, Bennett Sturts stopping by a little bit later to kind of preview what's ahead for the Hawkeye players. And, of course, Coach McCullum will have them ready to go on Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock pregame show here on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Chicago in the Big Ten Tournament. Tyler in Cedar Rapids, Coach, after a tough overtime loss to Nebraska, how do you get the team mentally reset heading into the tournament play in a short turnaround?
Well, I think for us, we do have to understand there are some positives that we can come out of there. But we need to get ourselves over the hump in regards to winning some of those so that we can have a good, successful postseason run here. I think for us, there's an emotional reset that will be good, where you get into the grind and especially your last couple games, Michigan at home and then obviously on the road at one of the tougher places to play in the Big Ten. And so it'll be good to just refresh, get our energy back where we need it, and then, go into postseason play and compete.
Mark in Des Moines, Coach, among the things you want to clean up before your first Big Ten tournament game, what's at the top of your list?
I think for us, obviously the turnovers from last game, outside of that, just consistently being able to, score. I think our defense has held up for the most part. I thought it was okay yesterday. Missed some scout execution things, but more importantly, need to be able to score consistently, take care of the basketball, and anytime postseason, there's some luck involved. And so you want to make sure that you eliminate luck, and that's with increasing your possessions over your opponent.
Coach, you made an interesting comment I read after the Michigan game. You said the guys messed up. Now they showed me what they can do on the defensive end, and I'm going to demand that out of them moving forward. I thought the defensive intensity on the ball was the best all year at Michigan game.
Yeah, I thought so too. And yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to help them believe something about themselves that they may not believe. And especially with this group, just helping them understand how good they can be is a big deal. And so we've tried to do that throughout, and then they show you, and it's like, okay, guys, I've seen it. Now I'm going to get you there more consistently. And again, it's just part of the process of getting better, part of the process of kind of flipping this program for the better.
And I had an interesting talk I enjoyed with Luke Barnwell, and we were talking about certain players, young guys on the Iowa team. I'm like, okay, how do you move them up? He pointed at you. He said, you were over there talking with Oklahoma City guy, and he said, that guy's the master at doing it. How do you do that?
At bringing guys through the system?
Yeah.
I mean,
mentally.
Yeah, probably from an understanding standpoint is, one, for us, you got to care about them. You got to serve their needs, number one and two. And then outside of that, just believe that over time people get better and better and better. I think in the quick fix culture that we live in, people forget that there's a development process to everything that you do. And at Northwest, and not necessarily at Drake because we didn't have a lot of freshmen, but at Northwest, it was all about getting those 4- and 5-year kids, recruiting from within, helping those guys understand that we're not going to just go get 10 transfers a year and recruit over the top of you. We want you to develop. We want you to get better in the system. And it's really surprising after 1, 2, and 3 years, and you'll be like, well, wow, this kid's good. Just look at Bennett Sturts, how much better he's gotten. We had players before that had gotten so much better throughout. And, kind of believing in that process and then having the, I don't know if it's toughness, but having I just say toughness, having the toughness to be able to stick through that, through the noise, kind of gets you to that next level, especially at this level.
Brady here in Iowa City on Twitter, Coach, in a win or go home tournament, what matters more, experience or toughness?
Probably both. Experience obviously helps, but I think that creates the toughness that you need. I think toughness is more defined by, not allowing a run of 4-0 to turn into 8-0, and then making sure that you can execute your scout, making sure that you're always consistently ready, making sure that the emotions of mistakes don't impact you. Just so many different things with that. And hopefully our team's ready to handle that.
Yeah, both would certainly serve the purpose, toughness and experience. And the more experience, the tougher you get. I mean, look at Bennett Sturts. He never changes his facial expression, but he is absolutely short-tempered and the fuse is burning.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Bettendorf, Quad Cities. Logan in North Liberty. How different is preparing for a neutral site tournament game compared to a regular conference game, if at all?
Yeah, not a lot. I've always enjoyed, neutral site games. I think I don't know what our neutral site record is, but it's
undefeated, I think, isn't it? 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah, it is with this year.
2 in Palm Springs, and
so over the course of our career, or I guess my career, I don't know what the neutral site record is. Pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't know what it is because we didn't lose a postseason game for quite a few years. And then we lost to the home team my last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then lost at home, so that wasn't neutral site. Neutral sites, I love neutral sites. Those are one of my favorite places to play.
Simply because what, different atmosphere?
I don't know. No one has an advantage.
You're honest.
Yeah, I don't really know. I love postseason play. I like to have my back against the wall. It's a lot more fun. I don't know why. Just do.
You're a fighter.
Yeah, probably true. Yeah,
uphill all the time.
Yep, that's what it is.
You're a climber. I could climb them mountains, man.
Absolutely. No, so we've always liked neutral site. Our whole postseason after the first 3 games was always a neutral site. So it would be in Evansville for national championships and whatnot. Before that, it was the Pentagon, and then we'd go to Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Do you know, and you're going to be able to answer this, who's hosted, and I think this is true, so I'm 95%, who's hosted the most Final Fours?
I do know.
Where?
Welsh Ryan Arena in Evanston.
Are you sure?
Well, and I'm not positive, but
I think it's
threw it out there
municipal.
like you. I think you're right.
You
I
think
think
it's
it's municipal auditorium
way back
in Kansas
when.
City.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to get Corey on top of that. And
do you think he's going to look that up quick?
Oh yeah,
he's
before the show's over. Yeah.
Okay.
I know back in the NIT days, when the NIT was actually a bigger tournament, the NCAA championships, Chicago was
really?
a site for a number.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
The Fab Few. In the middle 50s, went to back-to-back Final Fours. If I'm not mistaken, both those were.
That was in Evanston. That was the NCAA, not NIT. But
no, I'm not. I'm talking about the NCAA. You asked about the NCAA championship.
Did you? Okay, let's see what he just said.
What's the number?
Who is right?
What's the number?
Final Fours, Kansas City. How many?
I got to have a number. 9 at Municipal Auditorium.
Municipal Auditorium.
Yep. 1.
Well, that doesn't count. It's Municipal Auditorium. So how about Welsh Ryan Arena? Or Welsh, what was it called?
No, he's got to look it up.
Yeah. Well, we'll go to another question while he's looking up.
There you go.
Okay,
this
you
is
win.
good. This is fun.
High five. Good.
Yes,
good
thanks, Dolph.
Man, oh man.
You don't like to lose on facts because you're kind of a
not on
kind
trivia
of a fact.
or history. Yeah.
That will probably be the one time in my entire career that I actually get you on that.
I'll come up with one that'll get you. It'll probably be military history though.
I enjoy that too.
Yeah.
I won't know it quite as well, but we had when you're in school and you go to a Catholic school. They make sure that you know your Civil War history.
Geography and history.
That would be my son,
Your state. I was talking to Peyton on the plane ride. He's studying mafia movies.
Oh, that's
a class.
He likes the most random. He's a smart kid. His dad.
I have no doubt.
But
well, we were talking about Marlon Brando and Pacino and. So I'm starting to. Peyton's pushed ahead of you in terms of likability.
No, that's not hard to do, though, Dolph.
Just kidding. By the way, congratulations to your younger son, Solon, making a deep run in the tournament.
Yep. Got a big one today.
Indeed. Let's take another question before we break here, Coach. Boy, these are all good ones. Let's go to Nick and Muscatine. What have you learned about this group over the course of the season that gives you confidence right now?
That we're going to fight. I think that's the big thing is you can depend on them to fight and compete. And, like we had one game where we were beat badly at Michigan State that I'm trying to think. Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that was the only game that was just like, man, we got beat bad.
Yeah. And that was like, what, the second game of the Big Ten season in early December?
Yep. And so we're fighting. Like, we're fighting. And super competitive, and so that's a big deal for us.
All right. What'd you say, 2 Final Fours at Welsh Ryan Arena?
Iowa was in both of them.
I'm going to dispute that. I don't believe that.
This is going to be great.
I don't believe that.
Our first Hawk Talk of next season. Let's just make that. Let's make that a sports trivia deal between me and you.
Okay. We'll
only basketball though. If we could do that.
Football?
I could do college football.
Okay. All right. So we'll college football or basketball.
Yep.
We'll do that. That'll be a feature. See if we can get a sponsor for that. I know we can.
Who gets the NIL dollars for that?
Oh, well, I'll donate the NIL dollars to the flight funds.
I like it. There you go.
Okay. So everybody's a winner here. All right. On that note, we're getting off script here.
That's weird that we get off script.
Hard
Especially
to believe.
in the middle of the afternoon.
I mean, you're by the book. I'm enjoying this. I might start my own show with Peyton on history and geography too.
That would be fun.
Yeah, we'll get a sponsor for that as well. All right, we appreciate everybody's questions. We'll come back to that again. Bennett Sturtz and Cam Manial will join us here in just a bit. We'll be back with more Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum. He's here for another 15 or 20 minutes here on Hawk Talk from Learfield.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first, we lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
Can you think of anything that costs the same today as it did 10 years ago? There isn't much. That is, unless you're a Mid-American Energy customer. Thanks to all the renewable energy we're generating, our customers pay nearly the same rate for electricity today as they did back when we were all singing, "Call Me Maybe." And with Mid-American making even more investments in clean energy, you can count on enjoying those same affordable rates for the next decade. Now that's obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hey, we're back on Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Ben McCullum. We appreciate the Hyatt Regency giving us a pass tonight, although we love hosting the show at the Hyatt Regency in the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. We'll be back there next season, but the Hawks are on their way to Chicago to compete in the Big Ten tournament that starts Wednesday. Again, 11 o'clock tip and 10 o'clock for the pregame coverage, AM, here on the Hawkeye Radio Network with Bobby and I, and we appreciate the Hawks' effort this season. Back to Twitter and to Facebook we go with Coach McCullum. Aaron says, Coach, congrats on a terrific regular season, hoping for an even better postseason. It seemed defensively on Sunday, Price coming off screens seemed to get us in trouble, both the lock and trail and the help. Do you think the thing we need to improve on more is in the lock and the trail or the help?
I think your first thing is anytime they're coming off a lot of pin downs, your ball pressure needs to be elite so that they can't read those situations. I didn't think our hand activity on the ball was elite. I thought we got disconnected from him a lot more than usual. And then I didn't think our awareness off the ball was great when they did come off those. I thought we had late on our switches or too early on our switches, switched the wrong guy. Communication just wasn't quite there, but a lot of that can be fixed with some ball pressure, because then they can't read those situations quite as well. What was he, 2 for 7?
Price?
2 for 7 from 3. So, I think those two they were just so loud that it became an issue.
Yeah, he was 5 for 13, I think, for the day, or 5 for 14, somewhere in there. Thanks for the question. Tony, thanks and compliments to Coach for all of his efforts and willingness to make himself open to the fans and the media this year. Good point, Tony. And he has a question. It appeared that several times in the second half he made calls for players off the bench on his own. Is that a correct perception?
Made calls for
the team on your own.
Like in regards, I wonder what that means.
Well, a play.
Oh, call a play for them?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we appeared several times in the second half, made calls for the players.
Because I know your assistants are holding up signs.
Oh, yeah. No, we do. No, for sure. Absolutely. We try that during the game. I think sometimes it all depends on, it all depends on matchups. It depends on a variety of different things. But yeah, we'll call plays for other people throughout. It's just the way we're built is so unique because of, do we have shooting on the floor? Do we not have shooting? Do we have defenders? Like, what do we have on the floor? And then what's the defense say to do from an attacking standpoint? And so, specific to last night, obviously their game plan was to be able to shut down Bennett. And so then that allowed for everybody else to be free.
Coach, what are a couple of the biggest things you've learned? I don't see a name. Oh, Stanley. Thank you, Stanley. A couple of the biggest things you've learned from your first year coaching in the Big Ten. Go Hawks.
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily a lot of the coaching X's and O's stuff. That really hasn't been a major concern in regards to that. I think the biggest thing that this level presents, the environments obviously, but we knew that was coming. And then not necessarily that it is an environment, but what do you need and what kind of plan do you need to have for those environments to where you as a coach can get a grip on the game and control it, or that you've trained somebody that's playing consistently to grip the game with their voice, and that's tricky when you're on the road, either with their voice or with, their communication and huddles and stuff like that, one. And then two, just from a player standpoint, those players have to be at all times turned on. And what I mean by that is when they go to the grocery store, they have to be on. When they go get gas, they have to be on. And so at this level, because of how visible those guys are, they have to make sure that they're always, and our guys are. However, that does wear on you over time. And so managing that and having some empathy for that, not necessarily compassion, but empathy for that, so that that emotional toll doesn't hurt us. Probably those two things are the biggest things that I learned in regards to just the profile of the Big Ten.
Well, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm the same way. I have.
No, people see you.
I can't get a free moment.
No, but people love to talk to you because you like to. You're an extrovert.
Voice.
You're an extrovert.
I am an extrovert.
It energizes you to be in those conversations.
I enjoy visiting with
Absolutely.
Hawk fans. The iClubs, you'll get a sense for that as going forward. But last question. I know you got to get going to Chicago, but we didn't talk a whole lot about recruiting this year. It's your first year, and you're trying to get everything settled in. But you know how people love to talk recruiting.
Yep.
You've got a terrific freshman group this year. Obviously, you can't mention names, but how's it going out on the pavement, out around the country? Kids that you're looking at, what's the interest level now that we have a new coach at the University of Iowa, and it's in the Big Ten?
Yeah, I think the interest level is definitely heightened. In some of the games that we've played, they like our style, they like the intensity and effort that we play with, and they like the people that we're bringing in. So that's been well received. We do have some good prospects on the horizon. Obviously, none signed outside of Ethan, who we signed early in the early signing period. He'll be excellent. Had a great season. He's Player of the Year.
He's a young man from Washington.
Yes. Yep. 6'9", can handle. Can shoot. Can post. Can do so many different things. He'll be really good for us. And then, we'll try to get probably 2 to 3 more in this postseason, and hopefully we'll get the right 2 to 3.
And you got Tate Sage, Joey Mattione, Trevin Urach, who we saw a lot of this season, Trey Thompson, who reclassified 6'8", 6'7", 6'11", 6'9". Got some good size coming.
Absolutely, and they're getting bigger and stronger. They'll spend another year in that weight room, which will really help, and they'll build some of that muscle mass, and that'll help us compete in the Big Ten.
Well, Coach, it's been a fun first year hosting the show with you. We appreciate you coming out on Monday nights, and I know Bobby and I appreciate the way you can interact and relate not only to the crowd here at the Hyatt Live, but certainly on the Hawkeye Radio Network as we beam all over the country. And we're off and running year one, almost in the books, but lots of basketball yet left.
Absolutely. Hopefully we have a lot more basketball left this year. We're going to get after it and compete, and I think some good things will happen for us.
See you at the United Center.
Can't wait.
All right, and we're back with more on Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum from Learfield right after this.
Despite the unshakable Iowa-Corn Cy-Hawk rivalry, there is one thing Iowa State and University of Iowa fans can both agree on: getting hyped for Unleaded 88. It's cleaner burning and better for your engine. And it's cheaper than other fuel options, making unleaded 88 the clear fuel choice. If Iowa corn Cy-Hawk rivals can agree on it, you know it's worth the hype. So pump it up with unleaded 88, grown by Iowa corn farmers.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hawkeye Nation, here's something big. U.S. Cellular is now part of T-Mobile. That means Iowa fans are now on America's largest 5G network, bringing even more strength and coverage to every game day and every day. As the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we're proud to power every call, every post, every celebration. U.S. Cellular and T-Mobile, better together.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Go for the big Honda savings at your local Honda dealer. Go for the selection and inventory. Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are in stock and on sale. Go for the most Car and Driver 10 Best Awards with 98 trophies. And KBB.com's Best Value and Performance brand. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Hi, this is Coach Jan Jensen inviting you to join me for Hawk Talk, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency at the Iowa River Landing. We'll talk Hawkeye women's basketball, answer your questions, and have a lot of fun along the way. The show airs weekly on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Check the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com. I'd love to see you there. Go Hawks!
Welcome back to Hawk Talk, our special pre-recorded Hawk Talk because the Hawks are headed to Chicago as we speak. And yeah, that is Bennett Sturtz. He's on the team bus. But Bennett was gracious enough to stop by for a couple minutes, and we'll talk with our Hawkeye star guard in just a minute. But first, a 10-second pause for station identification. You're listening to and watching Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum from Learfield. And we thank Mediacom, Channel 22 on 822 for, and the Hawkeye YouTube channel, of course, for beaming our show visually around Eastern and Central Iowa all season long on Hawk Talk with Coach Ben McCullum. And certainly we love our Hawkeye Radio Network affiliates. Here he is, Bennett Sturtz, sure to be all Big Ten, All-American in our view. And the legs holding out okay?
Yeah, they're ready to go
after
for the tournament.
31 games. You got another 7 or 8 games left in you, right?
You know it.
Well, I guess 10 or 11 games counting the Big Ten tournament title.
Yep.
You know what? It's a reset, isn't it?
We're ready to go, though.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yep.
Well, you're always ready to go.
Yeah.
And Bobby, you know what that attitude is and what it takes to be able to compete four games in 4 days or whatever it is.
It's 5 this time around for the Hawkeyes.
I didn't want to add to it.
Yeah, packed for 5 days, always do. I can't imagine any team playing tonight or tomorrow night. Played for 6 in a row to get there. First time ever in the Big Ten tournament history that they've included everybody, all 18 teams. So, yeah, you just take it one at a time. I mean, let's go back to what you were taught when you were in high school. Just take it where it counts, be where your feet are, and, rally the troops. Just rally the wagons, man. And you're there alone. It's just you guys out there on the floor together, and you got a leader. You got a superstar in this guy right here, Gary. And whenever you got that, you got a chance.
Well, and you've been through the Missouri Valley tournament. You know what it's like to play 3, 4, 5 games and inside of a tight window. But as Tom Davis used to tell me, guys just want to play basketball. They want to play every day.
Oh, yeah, and we love it, and we love the game, and that's why we play it. But, yeah, I played 3 games in 3 days last year, and I felt like I could have played 4 or 5 the next day. So, yeah, you just got to be smart with your body and not think about the next day. Just give it your all, one day, one game at a time.
I'm chuckling because last night on the plane ride home, myself and the former NBA world champion next to you there was talking about, here we are 31 games in. He said, and he was talking about getting ready to play 82 games over 9 years in the NBA. I mean,
played 106.
Counting exhibition?
My final year.
Oh, my goodness.
Counting the championship. 22 games, 15-7 we were there, plus 82, do the math, 104.
And it's not 40-minute games either.
No, they play 48.
Yep.
You know it.
48, wow.
But, I just said that while we were sitting there because, mentally you get a little, just listening to the music or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, Dolphy, this is only game 31.
Yeah, that's
Can
what he
you
said.
imagine 60 more of
Not
them
even halfway.
traveling? Yeah, it's fun, though. I don't want to go to the office. I want to be here.
Well, he's going to get to experience that.
Yeah, that's the fun part of it. We can follow him.
Absolutely. Look forward to that. But right now, the business at hand is either Oregon or either Maryland. Split with those two. Biddle's going to be back for the Ducks if it's the green and gold, and obviously those guards are a hard guard for Maryland.
Oh, yeah. Either team that we're going to get a shot at playing is going to be tough, and we're going to have our hands full. But, yeah, Biddle's great. We haven't seen him, so that'd be obviously a tough matchup. And then the guards at Maryland love to get downhill, so we're going to have to be ready to go. And, yeah, it starts today.
Give us your capsulization of your one and only year through the Big Ten, what it meant to you, anything you saw that you didn't see coming, or, I mean, it's a heightened competition every night out.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what I expected, coming in, and it's like in every conference, every game's going to be tough. Every team in the conference is good, so knew that coming in, but I don't know, just the taxes and tolls it had on my body, and still does. It's something that I didn't expect, and I knew I was going to be coming in playing a lot, but still, just playing better, more talented guys, bigger athletes, night in and night out was definitely tough.
Bobby, you experienced that, your 1980 Final Four run. You're playing great teams every night out, and the Hawks caught fire at the right time.
They did catch fire. We got our All-American back. Ronnie Lester came back healthy. He had a bad knee for most of the regular season, and we limped our way into the NCAA tournament, one of the final teams selected on that day, and then you just get hot, like you said. We had a limited roster. There was only 7 of us available. Everybody had aches and ailments and broken bones, and tape was in tight control there. John Streif kept everybody together. So that is the beauty of it, though, Gary. That's what you remember now. How many years later? 45 years later that we're sitting here talking about it, 46 years later. That
great memories.
And that bond of brotherhood of the guys that are on that team. And you don't think too far ahead. You just stay in the moment.
Let's go to the social media sites for Bennett Sturff. We got Bennett here for just a few minutes. And Cam Anyow's coming by, too. Let's see. Megan is in Iowa Falls. What's the biggest key, Bennett, for Iowa to make a run this week in the tournament?
Man, I think it's just finished games. We're in every game that we've played throughout the regular season except for a couple like Michigan State and Purdue. And we've shown that we can hang with anyone in the country. And I think we just got to finish ball games and be the tougher team in the end.
Sarah up in Decorah, and Sarah's a big Hawkeye fan. She's checked in with us a number of times. How much energy does it give the team when Hawkeye fans travel well to Chicago, and there'll be a ton of them there?
Oh, yeah. It means a lot, and I kind of got a glimpse of it at Washington at the end of the game. Started a Let's Go Hawks chant on the road all the way out west. I was like, let's go, dude. So, yeah, it gives you a lot of energy and, yeah, pumped up.
Let's go out to Spencer, where Rachel wants to know, when games get tight late, and we've had a few of those here in the last month, what's the mindset in the huddle during those final possessions, those final few timeouts when it's crunch time?
Yeah, stick together, listen to coach, and then trust me because the ball is going to be in my hands at the end of the game. And the team's got to trust me that I'm going to put them in the best spot possible. And if they send 2 at me, then I'm going to get the other guys involved. So everyone's just got to be ready and, yeah, next man up.
Matt's in Storm Lake. He talks about defense and rebounding in postseason. How important are both in a winner go home game?
Super important because we're not the biggest, tallest team out there, as you could see against Michigan. So I think it's really crucial to see just Cam Anyao play super hard, grab 14 and 8 against Michigan. So he's going to have to play like that night in and night out the rest of the season. Alvaro, just our other bigs, but also the guards just come in and help because sometimes we're undersized, and we got to have 2 or 3 guys on there.
Bennett, from the inside, future of Iowa basketball, pretty bright, isn't it?
Super bright, yep. And I think it might come in the next few years from the portal, but knowing back, he's going to get and develop guys. It's just like the Iowa Hawkeyes way. I feel like every sport does it. And, he's just going to recruit high school guys and develop them and, get them ready to go.
Sounds like
Wish we had you for a few more years,
I know,
man.
me too, man. Me too.
Sounds like Kirk Ferentz.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you're welcome to put the NBA on hold and come back for 2 more years.
Get a waiver going.
Can we find some eligibility? Did you never turn an ankle or damage a wing or anything? You've been a joy to watch. Let me tell you.
Been fun, man.
We watched you at Drake a year ago, and we were so anxious to get to meet you and get to know you, and we haven't been disappointed. So it's you've been a pleasure to cover, buddy.
I appreciate
and
it.
Lots of basketball left too.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh
that,
yeah,
right?
you know it. You know
okay.
it.
All right. The great Bennett Sturtz. He'll be on display at the United Center midweek going forward right through Sunday, and obviously next week and beyond. And we'll look forward to watching Bennett for many years to come. But we appreciate him stopping by on a busy postseason schedule. This is Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum. We're brought to you by Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, who knows that you're here for every memorable moment, every fast break, every three-pointer, and every game-winning play. Wellmark is here for every moment, too, with healthcare coverage you can count on all season long. Find the right plan for you at wellmark.com/hoops. Cam Anyao joins us in just a minute here on Hawk Talk from Learfield.
Tournament Club of Iowa, designed by golf legend Arnold Palmer. TCI is his only signature course in the state. TCI is a public course offering a challenging yet enticing experience for golfers of all levels and is managed by Kaler Golf. Cap off your round with breathtaking views and a delicious meal at the TCI Bar and Grill. Looking for a unique setting for your wedding party or outing? Look no further than the newly renovated clubhouse at TCI. Visit tcofiowa.com to book your tee time today.
Hawkeye fans, gear up for game day with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, they bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Sip on fan favorites like Easy Eddie, Citrus Surfer, and Neighborhood Beer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to the stadium? No worries. Join them at any of their 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks!
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
March on over to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort March 26th for an unforgettable performance by country music star Tracy Lawrence. Get ready to hear iconic hits such as Paint Me a Birmingham and Time Marches On, as well as find out who your friends are in Texas Tornado. This is one country music experience you won't want to miss. Secure your tickets now for this must-see concert at riversidecasinoandresort.com or visit our gift shop. We'll see you there.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
From the roar of the crowd to Carver cones, can't miss plays and heart-pounding finishes. There's something for everyone at an Iowa athletics event. Don't just hear about it or see the clip on your phone. Be part of it. Change up your routine and get your friends together for an Iowa athletics event. Make it a memorable one by visiting HawkeyeSports.com. Fire up the fight song, cue the victory polka, and experience what it means to be a Hawkeye on Iowa. And go Hawks! We're back on Hawk Talk. Coach McCullum and Hawk Talk, normally live from the Hyatt Regency. We're pre-recorded this final show because of the quirky mix-up or the quirky setup for the Big Ten tournament schedule with 18 teams involved. You could be playing at any day, and the Hawks are the 9 seed. We were hoping to play on Thursday. That got moved up to Wednesday, so the Iowa basketball team is headed to Chicago as we speak. It's time for the Midwest One Scouting Report. Thanks to Midwest One, all season long, the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. Midwest One Bank is a proud partner of doers and entrepreneurs. Our teams are ready to help you reach your business goals. It's empowered money management. Midwest One Bank, member FDIC. Bobby, it's hard to give a scouting report when you don't know who you're playing, but we do know it'll be either Oregon or Maryland. Your thoughts, your memories of those games, a loss at Maryland, a victory at Eugene.
Yeah, an incredible trip out west, Gary. You didn't know how your team would respond to going all the way out there, if you will, and Oregon was the first stop in Eugene, and the Hawkeyes settled right in there. Practice on a Friday night. That game was on February 1st, and then you went into the Matthew Knight Arena there and had a nice showing, and it did help that Nate Biddle was not there. He is a talented player that was maybe preseason all Big Ten. Certainly has been on a lot of watch lists for teams, but he had an injury, wasn't able to play, wasn't able to go. But he is a big guy that can shoot it from the outside. Completely changes what that team does.
7-footer.
Yeah. Big Kwame Evans as well. He came over from somewhere, but he's 6'10". He's a aircraft carrier inside there. We'll get a lot of rebounds in there. So with Maryland, Gary, what I remember about that game was a disappointing loss. They weren't having a great year. So, but dribble penetration, guarding the guy, the freshman Andre Mills, played almost all 40 minutes, but he had 24 points. And then off the bench, David Coit, who we had seen before, little guy, just found seams in that Hawkeye defense.
Sidestep three. Sidesteps. I mean, he's a smaller version of Bennett Sturtz, really, in his ability to shoot the three.
That's good.
And so with Maryland, it's the guards. With Oregon, it's the bigs. Yep. By the way, Bennett Sturtz had 32 against Oregon. We'll take a repeat performance of that. So there you have the Midwest One Bank Scouting Report. Hawkeye basketball and Coach McCullum show will come back to wrap up this season, and we hope to have Cam Manyow with us. We'll talk about a little post-play at the Big Ten tournament when we come back on Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum from Learfield.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients. It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Hawkeye Nation, here's something big. U.S. Cellular is now part of T-Mobile. That means Iowa fans are now on America's largest 5G network, bringing even more strength and coverage to every game day and every day. As the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we're proud to power every call, every post, every celebration. U.S. Cellular and T-Mobile, better together.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/everymoment to find a plan right for you.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Unwind in style at Riverside Casino and Golf Resort, where luxury and excitement come together. Tee off on a world-class golf course, savor gourmet dining, and enjoy premier entertainment and amenities that are second to none. Feeling lucky? Hit the slots or try your hand at our table games. There's always action on the floor. Whether you're here to relax, play, or indulge, Riverside offers more than just a getaway. It's an unforgettable experience. Visit riversidecasinoandresort.com to learn more.
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
We're back for our closing moments on this week's Hawk Talk, our final Hawk Talk show of the season. I want to thank Bobby Hansen for being here, riding shotgun with me each and every Monday night, and certainly thank Coach McCullum and all of our player guests who have at least done one lap through the show, and back for by popular demand for a repeat performance, Cam Manyow, the Hawks big at 6'9", 250, a junior. Thankfully, we got him back next year, and you've got dues to pay, payback, as they say. It seems like every night you're going up against a 7-footer or a 6'11", but it had to be a great learning experience for you in the Big Ten this year.
Yeah, no, 100%. Just learning every day, learning what it takes to compete in this conference. It's been great, and so just continuing to take that with me throughout the rest of this year and on the next year, and just take those lessons and everything I've learned to continue to get better and help this team win as many games as we can.
And Cam, we talked with each of our guests, Coach McCollum, Bennett, on where this team can go in the future and what the improvement is, and it all came back to development. We got to develop our guys. We got to, we're going to get guys out in the portal and that, but for the long-term progress, got to develop our guys. Where do you want to develop yourself going into your senior year?
Definitely on the offensive side of the ball. I think I've learned what it takes to be a good defensive player in this league, and also, I definitely have room to grow on that side as well. But I think I've figured that out. But being able to learn just different things I can do better on the offensive side of the ball, and that'll keep me in games more and be able to help us with our matchups, so I can stay in and contribute on both sides of the ball and just be a greater asset to the team.
We've got Cam Manyow on board for a couple minutes. I want to get a few of these social media questions or comments in. Derek in Dubuque, how physical does the game get in the low post in postseason? You've seen, of course, the juggernaut or the gauntlet that Big Ten presents. You went through the postseason with the Bulldogs last year. It does ratchet up a notch or two, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, 100%. As the year goes on, the game just gets more and more physical. And so you just got to be ready for that and, learn how to, play through that, but then also use it to your advantage, being, more physical on the defensive side of the ball and then, being ready for it on the offensive side. And so, as you get into March now, like, the game gets super physical. In the Nebraska game, I was talking to the ref, and I told him, I was like, hey, man, like, I love the physicality, but at the same time, like, there's some fouls that are, are like they're blatantly just ripping through arms. But then we had a good discourse, and we had a really good official crew for that game. And I was just talking to him, and he agreed. Like he agreed with me and said they'll look for it. But then I also told him, I was like, I love the physicality. Like, I'd rather the game be physical and there's less fouls called. I'd rather play it that way. So that's just kind of the nature of the game and where it is in March. And so just being ready for that and preparing for that.
Well, Trevor in Waterloo, a timely question. Who's the toughest player you had to guard in the Big Ten this year? There's a lot of them.
Good question.
Or maybe a couple of them that you remember.
Toughest player.
You guard everybody
that you've
had
to guard, for sure.
Michigan, yeah.
Yeah, Michigan. They had a lot. They had their guys a day. Morris Johnson. They're really talented, so they were pretty tough.
Illinois bigs.
Yeah, Illinois bigs definitely for sure. There's so many.
You've been switched off on guards.
Yeah, there's so many. There's so many really good bigs in this league, so it's hard for me to pinpoint like which one was hard. For me personally, I just have to bring that mentality and energy every single game. So I haven't really been able – I mean, I'd have to go through and look and kind of think about who it is that was really like the toughest person to guard.
How about Trey Kaufman-Renn? I mean, he made a living on offensive rebounds.
Yeah, he's a tough guy to guard because he's really efficient in what he does, and he plays really, really hard. So I think he's definitely up there. He might be one for sure. I mean, he's a really good player.
Well, you haven't bumped into Biddle yet, but you might on Wednesday morning.
Yeah, no, he's
Chicago.
He's a really good player too. So if we get to play him, I'm looking forward to that matchup and just competing.
Logan and Cedar Falls. By the way, congratulations to Coach Ben Jacobson and the UNI Panthers up there in Cedar Falls, headed to the tournament. Hopefully the Hawks will join you. Not in the same regional necessarily, but Logan and Cedar Falls. What does this team need to do this week, Cam, to make a run?
Like for the Big Ten tournament this week?
Well, just make a deep run in postseason.
Well, I think we just have to bring the energy that we brought the last couple of games. I thought we've been ready to go, and just cleaning up little things. Last game we had a lot of turnovers, but I mean we were very much still in the game. So just figuring out how to overcome the little things that we might not be doing in that game, and figure out a way to win games late in the game. Because I mean, in these big games that we've been playing, and we've been really close, and that's kind of been the story of a lot of our big games. And now it's just finishing those games. And I mean, what's a better time to figure it out than right now?
One more here. We got about a minute left. Connor in West Des Moines, who watched you play at Drake a year ago. Cam, what's something you've learned this season about yourself that's made you a better player?
I think I've just really understood the work that it takes every day, trying to be an everyday guy, and then also trying to bring my teammates along with me and showing them what the energy is that we have to bring every single game, and trying to uplift them and making sure that I'm an everyday guy and being prepared and setting the tone every game.
And one last one here, Noah in North Liberty. What do you focus on most when preparing for a physical matchup at this point of the season where you've been beat up all year long?
Just making sure that I'm not getting out physical by other players, making sure I'm bringing the punch to them, basically. So I mean, most of the time, like we're not necessarily but we're hitting each other. So making sure I'm hitting first and not being the one taking the hit. And then like if someone's trying to blast me down the post, I just try to make sure that they can't really get. I try to get off of their body, make sure they can't feel me, because if they can't feel me, they can't post me. So just stuff like that. But really, just when it comes to physicality, making sure I'm the one bringing the physicality, and making sure that they're feeling me and I'm not feeling them.
Well, go bring it to Chicago, buddy.
Bring it, man.
Thanks for coming by, Cam.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for watching all season long and listening on Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum. We've been brought to you by University of Iowa Healthcare, here for you no matter where you are in the state. UIHealthcare.org. And Hyatt Regency Watermill Kitchen and Bar. Lenten specials now available. We'll see you next year at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar, courtesy of the Hyatt Regency. Thanks to Cam and to Bennett and to Coach McCullum, and certainly to Bobby Hansen. I'm Gary Dolphin. Go Hawks. We'll talk Wednesday from Chicago.
Live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. This has been Hawk Talk with Coach Ben McCollum. Brought to you by Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. By your local Ford dealers. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Your Iowa John Deere dealers. John Deere loves to see the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if anyone can appreciate building a legacy, it's Deere. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. Mediacom, home of extreme and 1 gig internet speeds. Mid-American Energy. Mid-American Energy is proud to deliver affordable, reliable energy to you all season long. Midwest One Bank is the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. Midwest One, small enough to care, big enough to deliver. Member FDIC. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. Shelter Insurance. The ball is in your court. Visit shelterinsurance.com to find an agent who can help you with your auto, home, and life insurance needs. Also brought to you by University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. And by T-Mobile. Hawkeye Nation, you're now on America's largest 5G network. U.S. Cellular is now part of T-Mobile. Better together. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.